And we're live.
Well, we're trying to be anyway.
Hola, people that aren't here.
Gotta switch my camera back.
Um,
Boy, why do I look so big? Not sure if anybody's out there or not, but we'll find out. Okay, come back. All right, now I can adjust. All my artwork up behind me. Oh, yeah. The loose goose. Well, well, well. Green t-shirt guy in the game.
I had to look. I was like, really?
And Devin, better be a good show. Yep. And Mark Neff, I hear you, but no pig. Say what?
I said it would be better if Devin was on here.
Yeah, we're trying. Okay, who didn't shut their phone off?
That's actually the fax machine.
That explains it.
That's so great. The fax machine. See, kids, back in the day, we had these things. They would send emails and they would deliver them and print them out on a piece of paper.
Yeah. All I see is greenhouse pig.
What's the deal with that? Oh, just refresh. Should be it, right? Refresh or yeah, refresh. I don't know. That's the only one I got. But as far as why Devin can't be added, I don't know. Like I added him. So Troll, explain to Devin like what you were going through because it sounded the same thing about like when you couldn't join and all of a sudden you were like, oh right, there you go.
Well, one time you sent the invite and it did not show up in Google Hangouts on my phone for like 15 minutes after you sent it. And then it didn't show up at the top either. It showed up one down from the top. Once I clicked on the invite, it hooked me up. Then you still have to you still have to click the little camera thing icon at the top to turn on the camera on your own equipment.
Gotcha. Does that help any, Devin?
It says, please wait. You're about to join a Hangouts on Air thing. So for some reason, it isn't getting back to him that he's connected. So it's like we get it to him, but it's not connecting him. Huh.
Is he trying to get on with his phone or with his computer?
Computer.
Okay, that happened to me first time I tried too, and it was because my computer realized that I don't have a cam, and it wouldn't let me connect.
Yeah, but Rev, Devin, and I were all talking the other night to make sure that we could do it, and it was working just fine.
But wasn't that on the phone?
No, that was on his laptop. And the loose goose there, we're trying to get a fourth person in as well.
Oh,
Seen a
sweet.
bit, Mark.
Yeah, Loose Goose sees all of us.
Yeah, Brendan Picante might be joining us tonight too,
Oh, that could be interesting.
but he has to get up for 4:45 in the morning to go to work. So
Ouch.
Ouch.
That's why Dave couldn't join us tonight. He pulled a double. But he wants to go live on Wednesday. So if you guys want to come back and hang out with Dave on Wednesday.
Quite possibly.
we'll see. I almost didn't come on tonight. Spent the last 3 days building a new set of stairs for my greenhouse, and my back is just killing me tonight.
What's up, Charles?
But I got back up out of bed just to hang out with you guys.
Sweet. That dinner.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't have to get out of bed to eat dinner.
Good point.
Wife would have brought it to me in bed, but she knew I wanted to be on time tonight.
Well, thank you, Valerie. That is a Robbie Grady 1 of 2, and I really wanted this picture, and she made me paint the second one with her, and I have to say that the second one is nowhere near as cool as this one. But no, yeah, she pretty much, well, she needed some work done around her house, and I did that, putting up sand fence and changing locks and stuff like that. But she gave me this picture, and it's actually called Breaking Through, and she always told me that the meaning of the picture was there's always a difference between keeping your head above water and sticking your neck out. And so that was supposed to be the whole story of that. And she signed it on the backside of it, and I believe it says "Do good things for others," and then it says Robbie Grady. But yeah, that's one of my prized possessions there. It's not because it's a naked lady, but I just love the meaning behind the picture. And that was actually the lady who painted it. That was her favorite painting. And so what does that tell you about certain artists? She just gave it to me for doing some work around the house, and then she duplicated it. But yeah.
Cool. I like it.
I love it. But I guess the sentimental thing is a little bit more than the actual painting. I mean, when you flip it over and it, it says, I believe it says Thomas, do good things for others. Which, a little bit, it's kind of like when you get that, your favorite author, autographs a book for you, like, and says your name at the beginning and then has a little motivational thing. But
yeah,
but that's weird. I'm not really an art plate person, but no, that's my one thing.
Yeah, I've got a couple of books that were signed by the author for me that I didn't get rid of for love nor money.
Oh, thanks, Loose Goose. They were saying, please leave a chat. Please leave a chat. Please leave a like on here in the chat if you like what's going on, because that helps video engagement. That's very correct. I totally forgot to mention that already.
Maybe you should make Loose Goose a moderator.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Valerie. So that would be like throwing a wrench at him?
Yeah. Only he doesn't have to duck.
Speaking of, I saw your video earlier today where with the dryer. That was pretty cool. What was that, like soldering over the board?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I never thought to do that.
Well, when I looked it up, there were only 2 videos I could find on how to fix this error. One of them, they just put a glob of solder on everything, which is just asking for it to happen again. And the other was saying, well, you can fix it by resoldering it, but it's better to just replace the whole board. And then between the time that I shot the video and posted it, I found like 30 more videos on how to do it. But not one of them says to up the current capacity for that relay.
Yeah, they just say get that same board again.
Adding that wire is doing.
Yeah, they just say get that same board again. Like roll the dice.
Get the same board or just put more solder on it. Okay, so next time it'll blow just a fraction of an inch further back.
No, I mean, that's why I liked it, because I was thinking, wow, that's the way you do it. If you're going to resolder, why not resolder and just put a brand new connection on there? And that way you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Well, yeah, because that's
from like an appliance guy. Well, I wasn't a good appliance repair guy, but I actually did the job. But there was no like try to fix it like that. It was throw that thing away, grab a new board, put it in, hope that guy calls next year.
Yeah.
So now that's why I loved your fix so much, because I was like, man, I want an update in like a year or 2 years or something. I bet that thing doesn't blow. And meanwhile, everybody else that got a brand new board, they all have to get another brand new one.
The copper on those printed circuit boards is only about 0.006 of an inch thick, right? Yeah. It's not meant to carry 240 volts at 40 amps, which is what you have wired into your dryer, and that's the main heater on and off relay.
Where that main amount of amps are going to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, small amount for the motor turning the cylinder and everything else for the heater.
Yep.
Oh, and like fractions of amps for like the computer type stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Try adding Devin again.
I just did.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know if it went through or not, but I tried to add him.
There's no clue, same issue. If you're listening, Devin, try just using your phone. Just go to the Hangouts and then look at the conversation and then click the camera thing. You should just be popped right in, because that's how I fixed when I broke my camera, a week ago or whatever. By the way, this is my brand new camera. Yeah, I'm going to dispute with this one already too. It's an action cam, and whenever you actually start moving, it makes like a clicking sound in the video. The craziest thing. Actually, I have like a couple different things going. Like I'm actually talking with the company that makes them too. But but yeah, but they're I don't know. Maybe it was a courtesy email, and that's what they always say. But they were very interested in what I was talking about and would really like to learn more. So I think the part where they said, could you just upload a YouTube video about it? And I had that up within like an hour or two. And I don't know if they ever look at my YouTube channel, they'd be like, what the heck? Like, this guy didn't just make a YouTube channel all of a sudden. but that's not a live video. It's somewhere on the internet. If you really want to try to find it, you could probably find it. It's not like hidden or anything, but it's not live.
So Mental Man 0110, I'm literally writing lab report for my circuits class. I didn't expect this conversation to be relevant towards it. You never know where these conversations are going to go.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I see Mr. Devon.
Oh,
Swapped
sweet.
over to the tablet.
Camera. Oh,
Ah, well, point it down at your head once.
Oh, geez.
there we go.
Now that's a cool wall hanging.
Audio?
Everybody gets wall.
Yes, we can hear you.
Everybody gets wall art love.
I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, Rob didn't.
All right, so let me do some switching here.
Oh, I thought he was
No.
going to comment on how awesome your backdrop is there, Rob. But so I'll say it.
So,
Yeah, from this distance, you can't tell what they are, but yeah.
They're all your greatest hit CDs.
Yeah. AOL all the way, I tell you.
okay.
Now, are you finally in here?
I believe so. I guess I can't use my headset mic.
Are you echoing?
I'm lagging.
Oh.
Ah,
Are you on your phone or your laptop?
tablet. He's got a tablet.
Oh, if I was on my tablet, I'd be lagging so hard. Me and my buddy were trying to figure out how old my laptop or my tablet was, and I believe it was brand new. I got it refurbished, but I believe it was brand new in 2011. Yeah, I believe like May of 2011. I got it like September of 2011, and that thing
Oh my
still
God.
works like mint. All you gotta do is like wipe that thing clean every once in a while and just start all over, and man, it works perfect.
That's newer than any of my electronics.
Oh yeah, this computer I'm on right now, the other computer right here, both of those things, they're like 06, 07 at best. But they work. Throw Linux on that thing, man. It'll run anything.
And not care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bloatware like Windows, but that's beside the point. So anyway, Devin, what's new and exciting?
Not a whole lot. I guess my computer is like a minute behind my tablet, and so I was listening to the computer, and then I would say something, and then you guys would say a response to it, but about 5 minutes after you'd already said it on the tablet, so I'm just done with the headphones.
Now, okay.
If you want to listen to it, you got to listen to the Hangouts. That way
Well,
it'll keep you up and live. But if you want to see what's going on in the chat, you actually have to watch the actual video, but muted.
Therein lies
The lag is
my
horrible.
issue, though. If I put my headphones and mic into my tablet, for some reason it just maxes the volume out on my tablet instead of going through the headphones.
Ah, that's great. That sounds like what my tablet should be doing by now.
Well, this is the newest Samsung Galaxy Tab A. My buddy like got a new Verizon phone plan and was like, "Well, I get it free. It's yours." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And it worked for well enough. Now it just garbage.
Yep, and it just moved again.
It's hard to keep it balanced between my laptop and keyboard.
That's the one thing that's hilarious about my tablet. And my buddy got one, I believe, the next year, and mine's a Motorola, and he got a Samsung. And I remember his was a little bit bigger. I forget. I mean, mine's right over there. It's only about, I don't know how big it is, but it's like it's bigger than normal tablet size. But he got one that was just a little bit bigger, and but it was a lot thinner. And then whenever he was like, "Yeah, feel my tablet," and I felt it, I was like, "Holy cow!" That's like I was like feeling my tablet and then feeling my phone. I'm like, "Wow, that's like really light." But the thing was bigger than my tablet, and I let him feel mine, and he was like, "What the heck is this?" Like the first, what were they called? Those remember those computers? They were like a tablet, but they were actually like with a Windows operating system and those I have one in my bedroom still.
Like the all-in-one computers where it's like the monitor and everything in one unit?
Well, it's kind of like a laptop, but it's so simple that it's actually like a tablet, but yet it has like a Windows operating system on it. I've got one in my bedroom. I can pull that thing out if we really need to look at it, but nah,
Bust
I
off
don't
the
put
desk.
it there.
Uh,
Especially because the chat totally wants to see that.
Yeah, not so much. You can see how many people are responding and saying, "Yes, let's see it. Let's see it."
I want to see you drink the rest of that pickle juice, Rob. I drank half of it.
You just shut up.
Great challenge.
It's got too many pickles in it to drink all the juice right now.
Well, you just eat them out.
Well, that's why you drink the juice so your hands don't get wet when you grab for the pickles.
That's a good point.
But I want to try an experiment and throw some boiled eggs in it and see if I can get them to go hot for me.
Is that
I
how
want
you
to throw
make
six
purple,
eggs in.
Is that how you make those purple pickled eggs that everybody has at like Easter and stuff? Really? You just throw them in pickle juice?
With a little bit of food coloring, yeah.
Or in beet juice, Rev.
Yep, you can throw in beet juice too.
Red. I
Yeah,
never
that's
got
it.
into those things. I want to get into them. Like I love hard-boiled eggs. I don't know if I like beets, but I mean that'll be a fun thing to get into, right? Like I've never been into them, so I mean it's about time, right? I was never into Brussels sprouts. My mom hated them, so I never had them my entire life. I moved to North Carolina, and my cousin loved them and boiled cabbage, and he made them all the time. All of a sudden, that's my new favorite things, man.
Oh
I
my
keep a
goodness.
bag of Brussels sprouts in the freezer.
I'll eat cabbage, but I won't eat Brussels sprouts. Sorry.
Oh, they're great. Just drown them in butter and douse them in salt. For the bunch of first times you try them, that's the best way to do it. After that, you just grow accustomed, and
Tastes
you're just
just
like, if
like
you get
corn on the
any,
cob.
well, just go even heavier. Well, no, I guess like most Americans. Most Americans put way more butter all over that thing, and they just, pound that salt shaker all over there.
Have a little corn with your salt.
Exactly. Makes it better, though.
Glad we can help you out, mental man. But he's writing a lab report for his circuits class and didn't expect the conversation to be relevant.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just talking about Troll. He just like completely fixed a circuit board by adding like an external wire instead of the actual, circuit board where it would actually go. He just soldered it in and was like,
I
heck with
heard
you,
that.
board. I'm not buying a new one.
Talking about everybody dumping tons of solder on it and hoping it doesn't fry again. So what's up for pepper challenges?
I don't know. It sounds like a guy with a plan right there. What was your idea then? I want to see what your side's coming with.
Rob's given me so many half and quarter peppers. I've got like 8 or 9 different kinds of peppers now, I would assume. Something about that.
Well, at least.
plants or pods?
Pods.
All right, sweet. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I gave him a bunch
Probably.
of.
Probably start small, work my way up.
Oh, like a Trini.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think starting small for me would probably be an ahi lemon drop.
I gave him a bunch of dried ones this morning, both in powder form and then just halved. So, yeah, we could watch you eat a couple of those.
I don't
Let's see you
know.
burn yourself.
I don't know how many thumbs up do we have there in the chat? Because maybe, maybe we'd like to leave it up to the chat and throw some thumbs up and see if you'd like to see him eat some peppers.
I dried everything as far as pods go that I have
Let me go
here.
grab
I don't
that
have any.
bag.
So yeah, I don't have any pods at all here at the moment. All I have are powders. A friend of mine gave me about a 2-pound bag of ahi lemon drop powders, and I dried all those. The ones that weren't quite ripe, I waited for a couple days for them to ripen up, and then dehydrated those last night and took them out this morning.
Yeah, he goes, here, you wanted some ahi lemon drop.
Nice.
So I'm in the business for a while, at least.
Yeah, you could eat a chunk of that pepper.
Got MOAs, chocolate scotch bonnets. It's gonna be a long night if I start digging into a lot of these. Be a fun night, but a long night.
We wouldn't mind. It's your first day on. You should do something. Yeah. Almost make up that rule.
Yeah, go make myself a ramen cup and dump like 3 tablespoons of ahi in it. Good to go.
That might be a bit much even for you.
I don't know. I had that bowl of mac and cheese the other day. It lit me up pretty good.
You can't just leave it at that. You got to tell everybody else.
Made myself a bowl of mac and cheese, and I went to put some. I used a plastic tablespoon and scooped up some chocolate scotch bonnet powder, and I went to sprinkle it over the top and knocked it a bit too hard, and ended up having to eat the whole spoonful mixed into a little bowl of mac and cheese. Tip of my tongue was going for about an hour, hour and a half at least.
Nice.
I wasn't crying, but I was crying sweat. There was so much sweat running off of my eyelids, running off of my nose. It was like someone just poured a glass of water on the top of my head. I'm telling you. Well worth it, though. Well worth it.
Yeah. So let's see you eat a piece. At least half a pepper piece.
I don't know. Becky's got pretty ginormous compared to the ones that I ate of mine. Mine were probably equal to about half of one of these that I was eating whole. Like, these are almost cayenne size. Mine were about like that from my fingers up.
Yeah, and look what Rev is holding up.
Yeah,
Rev,
it's
say something so you come up. There it is.
it's just a red pepper.
Yeah, it
Just
looks
a
like a
red pepper.
naga.
Yeah, King Naga. That was the big one.
Let me get my seeds out of here and I'll indulge. I just want to be able to plant some of these.
Another one right here. The goofy little tail sticking through. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not eating one of these.
Oh, dropping seeds everywhere.
I ate one of these in one of the former live streams. If you really want to see it, you can go check that out.
I saw it.
Oh, I know, you were right there.
But I didn't get to see it live. I just got to watch the 5 seconds after delay on YouTube.
That's why I left it up on my channel. Another little tiny one I picked off of there.
Cool.
Another little one.
Oh, you can eat that one. It's just a little baby.
That was delicious. That was about the size of my other ones. I do like them when they're dried, though. Just for the smoky taste they have.
Do you eat the whole piece?
Yeah. I'm so used to the ahi now. It's more of a tease. It's like the shishi toes. They don't really ever get hot at their hottest. But you're kind of like, oh, that could be hot.
Here's some more Sugar Rush. Oops.
Got my ADHD kicking in. I'm hopping all over the place.
Oh, that's the
There's
endorphin.
some nice looking peppers.
So, Rev, which one are you gonna eat?
All right, what was it you started with on Wednesday?
What's that?
What was it you started with on Wednesday? Was it a lemon drop or
No, I don't have any of them.
I think it was
Must have been Sugar Rush Peach. Oh,
was that
or
the
wait,
pineapple?
you weren't here on Wednesday, right? Trill? You weren't here
I
on
wasn't
Wednesday,
here on
right?
Wednesday. I watched
I guess
Wednesday on Saturday.
So I guess I started with Sugar Rush Peach, and then I think I went into the Scotch Bonnet. Is that what you were getting at?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not that bad. I've got a couple more.
So the
Almost right.
there's like 30,000 Scoville charts on the internet now, and they're not all the same.
I'll be back in a moment. Boss man's giving me some orders. I'll be right back.
So the Sugar Rush on about half the charts I found do cayenne. Is that a fair comparison?
Yeah, like most of the ahis are like they're supposedly like 30 to 60 thousand Scoville. So anywhere between there. So you could have like a Sugar Rush that's 30, or you could have like a lemon drop that's 60. But
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that all depends on how you grow it too. If you stress the heck out of it, you could probably get it up at the top end. But like I do. But
No,
Devin.
I would say this one's comfortably about a 30, 35. It's not the hottest I've had, but it's not the mildest either. The mildest was one of the first ones I pulled off my plant when I was overwatering it, so it was just drenched inside. When I bit into it, it popped juice straight to the back of my throat, and that was just like zing, and then it was done. It was just that quick because it was pure water. And then after I fixed that, they started getting a lot better. Definitely much hotter. My friend was comparing them originally to Thai chilies. And then after I fixed the issue and stressed him a bit, he was like, holy crap, that's definitely not a Thai chili.
Yeah. Not only that, but I find that like Thai chilies or cayenne or those ones have like a different, like I guess that's all like the what capsicum, baccatum, and chinese, and man, what was the other one? It was the ricottos and the manzanos. Which, what are they? The pubescent or whatever. But I guess it's mainly that stuff. But
I just enjoy them.
well, it seems like they have like a different level of heat. Like you could be like really good on jalapeno heat, but then like you eat wasabi and it's like a completely different, heat. Which I guess is a whole different. I never knew.
Wasabi doesn't have heat. It sort of has a magic sinus clearing ability.
Like a brain burn.
Right.
Which
No, and see,
that most wasabi that we have, it's not real. It's just horseradish with like some green food coloring.
Yep.
I never knew that until like just this year.
Horseradish, cayenne, and green food coloring.
That's the craziest stuff ever. My buddy told me that, and I'm like, well, why do they do that? And he's like, oh, like the real stuff is like $300 a gram or whatever the heck the crazy price is. And I'm like, oh.
Well,
Makes a lot
Most
of sense.
most Americans don't know the difference either.
Well, hey, we're accepting. Like, we're very
Right.
open. We want to try.
Most Asians don't know the difference either, though. It's to get real wasabi, you have to be somewhere where the restaurant grows it on site because it's only got a shelf life of like 4 hours.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good crop.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's why it's so expensive.
It better be good.
But I found out that it actually will grow up here.
Oh, nice.
Friends of mine the other side of Ottawa are growing it, so I'll be sniffing around looking for some seed from them next spring.
Heck yeah. My buddy was trying to get me to grow something because my conditions were great. They needed a sandy hillside that faced west or east. I can't remember, one of those two. I think it was ginseng or something like that. It was some root crop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, you should get it. It's going for like $195 a gram or an ounce or whatever the heck it was back then." And I was like, "Yeah, no, no." And here it is. Like, he's like, "Oh, it's only going to take like 5 years to like, start producing." And now it's like coming up on the anniversary of 5 years. And I'm like, oh, man, if I would have just gone ahead and done that, man, I'd see that YouTube money and that ginseng money come rolling in. And have all those
And the seed's
household.
not really all that expensive.
No, but I guess it's just how long it takes.
Yeah.
Rip says ties seem hotter to him than ahis. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting towards was like, I don't know, cayennes, Thais, like all those kind of like Thai, like cayenne-ish type peppers. Like, I don't know, they have a different kind of heat than like the habaneros and the jalapenos kind of thing. Like, I don't know, it seems like sometimes you'll find like a regular cayenne that will tie a habanero, but you don't normally. I don't know, where would the other trade-off be?
I know I've had a lot of people complain about black pepper the same way. Not having like a heat cutoff. If you dump too much black pepper in something, it just seems to climb up there.
I found one thing, like when I cook things
I
with
don't know if there is such a thing as too much black pepper in
See,
something.
that was what I said.
I've been finding lately that if I cook like something was super hot and then I put black pepper on afterward, it seems to intensify the super hot heat. That could be all in my head, but I don't know. I feel like the black pepper kind of like magnifies it. Hey, look, Rob's back. Saving me from saying dumb stuff.
Here's Rob Bag saving you from doing the same dumb stuff. You don't say dumb stuff.
Oh, funny.
Oh, and by the way, what's going on, Rip?
Yeah, no, I was just telling Rob today, with the cold snap coming around, my dad's been trying. He said I don't know what he's growing. He said it was trees, but he's been having it in the bottom cutoff of a 3 liter with some dirt in it, just sitting outside for the past 2 weeks. And we've dipped pretty low in the temperatures. And he's like, I don't know why they're not growing. And I was like, put them in your window.
Yeah, they're talking freezing temperatures starting Wednesday night and like for the next 10 days. Yeah. So our season is definitely done.
That sucks.
Yeah, I've got 4 Pickersgill's orange pods on the bush or the tree yet, and 1 chocolate scotch bonnet, and they're slowly getting ripe. So the plants haven't given up the ghost yet, but they got to come out tomorrow, whether they're fully ripe or not.
How are the 3 in the ground doing?
Nothing. They're still sitting there. They haven't died off yet or anything, but no flowers, no pods, no nothing.
How are they doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, so
the boss getting his 2 cents in again.
oh yeah, sorry, didn't know you could hear him. Okay. So Devin ate his ahi lemon drop half. So that leaves Rev next. Mark has already eaten something, but it's probably not hot. Or Tim, I'm sorry. I'm
That is half cayenne and jalapeno, half Scotch bonnet powder that I keep covering the top of the spaghetti with.
Nice. And the acids with the tomatoes that interacts with the peppers and makes them hotter. And if you don't believe me, put hot sauce on a meatball sub. I don't care what your heat level is. If you don't like hot stuff, put Texas Pete on a meatball sub. And I would put that Allegheny City Farms on a meatball sub. Holy cow, man. That thing would rock me.
Well, yeah, that's how Tabasco sauce gets its reputation for being hot, because it's like 80% vinegar. Acid does intensify the heat.
Yep.
Don't mind me. I'm over here jacking pickles up.
pickles.
The only good pickles. Zingers. They already
Yeah.
got cayennes in them.
I got news for you. Well, first off, you didn't spike those, did you, or did you?
I just did. I threw like 4 or 5 ahis in there.
Okay.
I saw that yellow spoon, and I totally thought that was an ahi sliver that he was using to like scooping up.
I have the good pickles.
Wait, heck, why am I not in on this stuff? Like, I can get pickles, and I have. Yeah, look, I still have ahi pineapple pepper powder right here. Like, why am I not doing this stuff?
Why are you not doing this stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
Pickles. I know I have a jar of pickles, and it has like 3 or 4. Because I'm one of those weird people, when I make a salad, I like to throw pickles in there. Because, you know, pickles, they go on a salad. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. Bread and butter. I don't even really like bread and butter. You throw those suckers on there anyway because they're a pickle. You eat those things. The same thing with the dill peppers. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up tonight. You were talking about add some mint to ranch dressing. Ugh, no, ranch dressing. I gotta go against my American heritage here and denounce ranch dressing. That is like the grossest garbage ever, man. If you said add it to blue cheese, I'd be like I love blue cheese, but I am so sick of blue cheese from all the wings I ate. And I just never want to see blue cheese again, but I know in like a year I'm going to want to see it again. But no, maybe the blue cheese, but no, God, ranch is so gross. And have any of you guys ever heard Joey Diaz going off about ranch for your hot wings versus blue cheese? It was on the Joe Rogan show, and oh my God. It's one of the funniest clips you'll ever see. Go look that thing up.
Okay, well, let's try an interesting experiment here. Let's ask the chat, which is better, ranch or blue cheese?
They're both fattening.
That's irrelevant.
So,
for what?
What if you like
what?
Well, I was thinking like, what if you like a vinaigrette or like oil and vinegar?
Okay. As for what? How about ranch or blue cheese on Hot wings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you're talking hot wings, no, that's a really good one. I was just thinking in general.
Okay, silver
Well-
burst 80 blue cheese.
Wing,
Definitely sweating now.
wings are dog food. I don't eat them.
Oh,
Did
I
my
love
own
wings.
experiment with one pickle to an ahi. That was pretty good, but I'm sweating now.
Yeah, I grabbed almost all of the pickles I have left. So if I start eating them, you're in for a treat because this is the last out of the first batch.
They're not bad anymore, though.
They're nice and hot. It's just you've gotten used to them. You've eaten so many of them.
I wonder if that'd be good with olives.
Probably.
See,
That's why I want to do boiled eggs next. Because I like jalapeno pickled boiled eggs. So I think if the heat got kicked up, it'd be better.
How long would you keep the eggs in like the pickle brine?
A month.
A month?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it takes that long for it to permeate. To get all the way through.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's why you get the big gallon jugs and you leave the brine in it and you just put it in the fridge. Well,
That's
these
what I
ones have been soaking for almost a month. I think tomorrow makes a month that these have been in the powder and they're just now getting up to their full strength.
I've noticed that same thing almost. Every week my ahi pickles usually get just a tad hotter.
Mm-hmm.
But my thought even was, if you get a big jar of pickles and you eat all the pickles, you got a bunch of peppers you don't want to go to waste. Cut the stems off, toss them in. Now you got a whole jar of pickled peppers.
Mm-hmm.
For Peter Piper.
Exactly.
Picking a pepper or picking a what was it? A peck of peppers, wasn't
Picking
it?
a peck of pickled pepper.
Peck of pickled peppers. Yeah, I was never good with those things.
Yeah, these are still warm. Yeah.
Well, no, I was only whining about the month for a hard-boiled. What was it? The which?
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, but the pickled eggs or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to wait a month just to find out I still don't like them. Last time I tried them, I didn't like them.
So put something in there you do like.
Like steak.
No, acid will eat the steak. Put some of your Brussels sprouts in there.
Ugh.
Okay, steak. I thought you said
Get a
cigs.
little tiny jar, put 2 eggs in it, wait a month, then you don't have to worry about having a gallon of pickled eggs you got to eat if you don't like them.
But this comes to my real conundrum. What if I really like them? Because now I got to wait another month before I can have more.
Oh.
So it's almost worth it to do a dozen eggs, waste that $2, make that
Well, yeah.
stuff, only to
nothing
find
else.
out I don't like it, throw them all away.
Nothing else. Send them to Rob. Oh, now I'm definitely sweating. Holy cow. Cayenne pickles and 1 slice of ahi pepper together. That'll do it, Rob.
Good.
For the next 2 minutes here, at least.
Oh. But, when they make 1,000-year-old eggs, depending on how they make them and who makes them, they take them and soak them in, they hard boil them, and then leave them in the shells and put it into, charcoal and water, and set it aside for
Whatever it is, it's
a long
buried in
time.
the ground.
It's black. It's like ashes.
Well, they bury that stuff in the ground too.
Yeah, in some
like-
places.
In like
Traditionally.
or something, they bury that in the ground, but it's not 1,000 years. It's like 100 days or something like that.
Yeah, depending on who makes them and how they make them. Because the mass-produced ones aren't in there for that long. Have I ate one? Who's Rip? Who's the question to? Have we eaten one what?
1,000-year egg? 1,000-year-old egg?
No.
Or balloon?
I haven't.
I believe he's talking about 1,000-year-old egg.
Yeah, because
Or no, you haven't.
I have not.
Neither have I.
Oh, okay.
I have, but they were the commercial ones, not something that had ever been buried in the ground.
What, the 1,000-year-old egg?
Yeah,
Oh, neat. What was it like? Any good?
it was like a pickled egg with charcoal.
Charcoal.
Hey, if you want to preserve your food, they used to find the most ingenious ways to do it.
Yeah, think about that. Like 200 years ago, they would just pack it with salt. Like if you had meat, you just pack that thing with salt, like full on. I don't know. And then I watch all these food channels and they're like how to make the best steak. And they're like, all I use is salt. And they just like sprinkle rock salt all over it, and like rub it in and everything. And that's the only seasoning they use. They let it sit out for like, 24 hours or 4 hour. I don't know what the recipe is, but they they do something like that. And next thing you know, throw it on there. And, later in the video, people are going, that's the best steak I've ever had. So, it's got to be good.
Called out.
Yep, you're being called out.
Well, there is a lot to say about a good cut of meat.
And it is?
The cut of meat makes an awful lot of difference. If you're used to getting your steak at Walmart, you go to a 5-star restaurant,
Oh, yeah.
even though they're just putting salt, better quality meat, you're going to notice the difference.
Now that you say that, I remember not the video I was actually talking about, but there were other videos where they were talking about it was like whatever aged beef. It was like, 24-day aged beef or, 40 or there was a bunch of that stuff. So, yeah, that goes right to the quality and cut of meat.
I would definitely have to agree with that, though. Softer meat, better meat. Tougher meat, bad meat. Or just needs a lot of cooking real slow.
Well, I buy my meat half a cow at a time, and I have it butchered just the way I want it. So it's live on hoof, going to the butcher shop, and it's hung for 10 days before they even decide to even look at it. And all organic fed, no antibiotics, no nothing. And yeah, some of the best stuff you can get.
And I don't doubt that. The only thing that maybe I'll be dumb for saying that, but the only part I have a problem with that was like the whole time growing up, we were always getting deer, and it was the middle of winter, so you could actually leave them hanging and stuff like that. But I don't know, there was something about like taking that back strap off that day and cooking it that night versus like a week later. It was just so much better, like right then on the spot. But that being said, I don't really like deer meat, so.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of wild game, though. If it's fed on wild browse, it tends to be better right there within 20 minutes of having shot the thing than.
Yeah, because it's more like grass-fed, like, moving a lot kind of thing, where a cow would be more stationary, just eating away and having a lot more fat on it, where, like deer is really lean. And best steak I ever had was on the mountain after my dad shot his elk in like whatever, I don't know, 2008 or something like that. He got one and we went to town. We had to cut the whole thing up and take it backpack all the way down. Like, I forget how many miles. Took like half a day to get off the mountain. and go all the way into town so we could put it in the ice chest where you buy ice. Like they would rent space for people that were hunting. You throw meat in there and it'll
Okay.
like freeze your meat too. And we bought some onions and mushrooms and stuff, went back up on the mountain and cooked up some tenderloin that night on the mountain. That was the best meat I've ever had in my entire life.
Heck yeah. No, I usually like turkey right after you get it. Turkey's really good too.
Love turkey.
So, Rev, are you gonna eat 1,000-year-old egg?
I don't really have any plans, but
I think you should.
sure.
Bex is saying you should eat one.
I've eaten just about everything. I haven't eaten 1,000-year-old egg, so I can't say. Well, close. Well, I can say just about everything. But no, I've eaten stuff, rattlesnake and all that fun stuff.
Rattlesnake is good except for the bones. You got to be so careful about the bones.
I don't remember bones. I don't know if it was cleaned out good or I don't know, but I remember not thinking about the bones because someone said that right after I ate it, and I was like, I don't remember bones.
Whoever prepped it probably cleaned them out then because there's so many bones in them and they're like needle thin. So maybe you were just eating them thinking it was something else crunchy.
Yeah, because they're not even bones; they're cartilage.
Yeah. But it drives me nuts when I get one on my tooth or something like that. Gotta pull it out.
Like, yeah, it'd be like one of those little fangs stabbing you in the jaw.
No. Yeah, we'll pass on that one. So anyway, back to the chat. Only one person has answered the question of blue cheese or ranch. So I guess blue cheese wins out.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I can't have blue cheese.
Why?
I'm allergic to blue or mold.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, no, not okay.
No, but I was trying to figure out where the conversation was when I jumped back.
Oh, well, we just had a tie vote that came in for ranch. Mental Man, what's that? 0110 missed the question, and they say ranch. So we got one ranch, one blue cheese. We're talking about 4 wings, I believe, not for
And
7.
one
Right.
and one vote for Rev eating 1,000-year-old egg on Monday.
And 1 vote for that. Heck, I vote for that.
3.
I'll add to it, yeah.
What a great part of the video where we could just say, hit that thumbs up if you'd like to see that happen. Shameless plug.
I don't remember if they're Chinese or Japanese. I know it's one of the quote unquote, whatever you want to call it, Oriental food places usually have them. I think it's Japanese.
The 1,000-year-old egg?
Yeah.
I believe that's Chinese. I'm going off of memory from whenever I first heard it when I was like, 13.
I'll definitely remember next time I'm eating ahi lemon drops to keep a wet towelette near me because my eyebrows are on fire now.
Eyebrows are on fire.
My mouth is fine, but my eyes, man, wow.
Like, are you getting that, like, right here on the...
Oh, no, just right on my eyebrows up here. I must have wiped my brow sweat away, and just my eyebrows are on fire.
Oh, gotcha. I love that stuff. Like, last year, I swear, every pod taste I did, I touched my eyes afterwards and got that in there. Like the same thing when you eat a pod, like it's like, oh, this sucks, that's hot, and then finally that pain, like, kind of mellows out. You kind of like, what would they call it, like plane out or whatever, And then all of a sudden you just feel that endorphins start kicking in, and you just start going up and up and up. Like same thing when you touch your eye. It just feels like, oh, it sucks. Ow, ow, ow. And then after that, it doesn't feel like your eye is like all endorphined up and like, I can see so great. Look all, but nothing like that. But, it does feel really, really good. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's not hurting anymore, so that feels really great. Maybe that's what it is, but maybe that's the whole thing with peppers. Maybe that's the whole endorphin thing.
Maybe that's what we'll have to do. Get some ahi lotion and give her a shot. See how that helps dry skin.
I brought all the pepper powders to the shop today, and we were bagging them up. And yeah, I wasn't wearing gloves or anything, and yep, I got myself really good in the eye, right there.
Did it feel great afterwards?
No. No, the pain went up. It plateaued.
Powder just before we
Dropped
went
down.
live too.
Say that again.
I said I did that with this powder here just before we went live too. Holding the bowl, took the powder, got it on my finger, wiped my eye.
Did it feel good afterwards?
Yeah. Always feels good when it stops.
1 out of 4. Or I guess 2 out of 4. Is me.
No, I would agree. When the pain goes away, maybe it doesn't feel better, but it's at least not burning anymore, so that's at least better.
I feel like it always just feels 1,000 times better. Like if that never happened, it feels, I don't know, 2 times better.
So, Mr. Devin, how would you like to tell a funny story?
Uh-oh.
Pertaining to what subject?
Peanuts.
What?
Peanuts.
Oh,
Are you
peanuts.
allergic to peanuts?
No, somebody came by one time
Twist.
and sorry about microwave. Rob came by, or somebody came by and dropped off Rob these spontaneous combustion peanuts. And like 2 or 3, and Rob was done. But I'd be sitting there eating them by the handful.
The ghost
Maybe
pepper
get a little
peanuts.
Wind. Yeah, they're spontaneous combustion ghost pepper peanuts. They have like a ghost pepper powder on them. So I think it was by either was it the 3rd jar?
Yep.
About?
Yep.
Rob thought, oh, I'll play a little prank on him. And took some more powder, dumped a whole bunch of it in there, shook it up, thinking that he got it all done. And so the next day, here I go, and I dump out a bunch of peanuts, and I see this little brown chunk in there. Not thinking anything. I'm like, oh, maybe a burnt peanut or something. Pop this whole chunk in my mouth, and I mean, it's bigger than a pea. Not much, but it's bigger than a pea solid.
I already know where this is going.
That was fun. that jar sat around for a little while.
So that was just allspice?
Right, yeah, I want to say it was just straight habanero powder.
No, it was ghost pepper powder.
Or yeah, ghost pepper powder.
Nice.
Nice big chunk of it, and it just lit him up real good.
Definitely did not eat the burnt looking ones anymore.
Yeah, and it took him a while to go back to getting enough guts to eat any more of my peanuts.
Got some ghost pepper peanuts over there. They're probably pretty stale. They were last year's.
Yeah, they're pretty stale.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was a rather amusing story.
No. See, what I would think would be a fun one. If you get enough habaneros excess is when it comes around Halloween time. Paint some little pumpkin faces on them and hand them out to the parents. Here, and this one's for you. Don't give it to your kid.
How about some scorpion peanut brittle?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Uh,
Fan of all that like sweet stuff with super hot stuff.
Have you ever tried hot
Me-
chocolate?
Have I ever tried
What
what?
hot chocolate?
Have you ever tried hot chocolate? You know, chocolates that are made with like cayenne pepper or
No,
anything
Oh
else
yeah.
hotter in it.
no, I'm not a big fan of chocolate.
see,
I used to make um oh, what's it called?
Truffles?
Well, yeah, I used to make truffles,
Really?
but you guys have a fireball.
Oh yeah.
I used to make a fireball truffle that was like the chocolate ganache, but it was cinnamon and cayenne.
Hmm.
No liquor in them at all.
that wouldn't be bad.
No, they were good. They sold well too.
I don't know. No liquor. Oh.
I had a buddy have me try. It was a ghost pepper Jolly Rancher. Jolly Rancher released a new spicy line of Jolly Ranchers with pepper powders in them.
What? I haven't heard about this.
It really wasn't bad. I would have to say eating that ahi slice I ate was probably worse than the ghost pepper Jolly Rancher ever got to because of the sugar in it. But I mean, it had a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah, I tried the Doomsday Pop, which I guess was Carolina Reaper extract. But I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't that hot. I mean, it's like, I don't know. When you break it down with something else, it's gonna be, way less. So if it's like a hot sauce, like that Last Dab sauce, that stuff, they were saying it's gonna be like 3.2 million Scoville if they're correct, and they were saying like the sauce will be like 2 million Scoville. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. It's like you're lucky if you break 1 million. Like watering it down, you got to add vinegar, you got to add seasoning and all that stuff. That
Right.
totally takes everything down a bunch of notches.
Well, my eyes are officially done burning.
Does it feel better?
I guess, yeah, I would have to say they feel better. They feel relieved.
And it's been like 20 minutes, but I did not mention that Mental Man 01. I always have to look at this because I feel like I'm missing letters and numbers. Mental Man 0110 says that I like eggs. Vote for you to eat the egg. Okay. I don't have one, but all right, I'll eat it.
Gotta go find an Asian supermarket.
I don't know if we have one. The only Asians I know like own Chinese food places. Well, maybe I should go in there and ask them.
Right. Maybe you can get like to-go order, have them bring it to your house or something, deliver it.
Nah, they don't deliver.
They might have to make it special and tell you that you'll have to wait a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000-year-old egg. You gotta wait a month. No. We got them on back order. But like a month. We're only a month back order.
I would imagine you could probably buy them online. There's so many places that sell food online and will ship it to you next day. That would probably work.
Yeah, no, there's a thought.
I don't know how comfortable I am with that.
Well, what's the worst that can happen? It's covered in recycled computer toner.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it. Isn't there one of those that they call charcoal?
I tell you, I just don't know sometimes. I just don't know. Okay, but these pickles are they're getting hot on me. You know how the powder sinks to the bottom? Well, this is the bottom of the jar.
Oh, pshaw. I had like half of a red Solo cup of juice earlier.
Hmm. Yeah, but his tolerance is a lot higher than mine too.
Did you know like the lines on a red cup like actually mean things?
I did not.
I found that out like this year, I think it was. Like it's like the bottom line, like that's supposed to be a shot line, and like the next line up, like I forget, like midway or like 2/3 of the way, that's supposed to be like wine, and like all the way to the top is supposed to be beer, and they're all supposed to be like the same equivalent for alcohol level or something like that. I don't quote me on it. You can probably Google it and it'll tell you better, but I probably got my lines off, but I heard that and I was like, no way. That makes so much sense. Like I fill my plants up to the shot line.
So you're supposed to fill it here to here with a shot, and then up to here with wine, and then up to here with beer after?
Something like that. And I believe there's like a 10-second rule.
Uh,
I thought it was the bottom was for your drainage media, and then you filled it to the top with the soil.
Mental Man wants to know what y'all. Hey, what's up? North Carolina represent. I don't know if he's from North Carolina, but that's what we say down here. And I say that from someone who wasn't born here and now I live here.
Rev, check your camera.
Oh darn! I thought it was working, and that would have been funny, but I don't know. Can you still hear me though?
Perfectly.
yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you don't need to see my ugly mug, but they want to know what we want to hear say about all these new record peppers like Dragon's Breath, Pepper X. Are they a scam? And what about and what about peppers that are supposedly hotter but never get the record?
Yeah, never got the record. Well, like, isn't it Pepper X that just went for the testing to see if it actually comes across as hotter than the Reaper?
Yeah, that's the same guy, Ed Curie, and that should apparently the results will be out in November.
Yeah, so that'll show where that fits in with the record. Pepper X, didn't Johnny Scoville do a Pepper X and say that the one that he had was actually hotter than one of the Reapers that he's had? And Dragon's Breath, I don't know about.
So, I mean, well, like most peppers, you'd think they would have a range on them. So, I mean, they may or may not, on a low end, come in below Reaper, or they, may or may not come in above a high end above a Reaper. It all depends on really how much you would stress them. And I guess my opinion would mainly be that I'm sure that they're real peppers. It's just you're probably not going to find them in a supermarket being that hot. It's going to be a specialty clientele. And I believe it was the Dragon's Breath they were saying they were going to try, and because it's inedible, it'll actually close up and burn your airways if it's a hot enough one. That they were going to use it as a general anesthesia because it'll numb the skin when it touches you. The capsaicin is so hot on the pepper itself.
Hmm. Yeah, I've had like small pieces of scorpion peppers and that kind of stuff. I don't have any. No, yeah, give me powders. Powders, I can control how hot I get or how
Yeah,
badly I burn
definitely.
myself. Like for dinner tonight, I had a thing, my hamburger stuff that I make. But this was the batch that I put a little too much scorpion into. Yeah, that was mighty tasty.
Yeah. I mean, comfortably, I would have to say probably Scotch bonnet, in small amounts. Otherwise, ahis are not a big issue for me.
Yeah, so back to the question, are they a scam? I don't know if they're a scam. That's why the testing thing is out there so people can actually get them tested and find out. But somebody was telling me that the testing on it still comes down to an opinion because they do something with them and then have a taste panel of 5 people taste them to see what's hotter. But I don't know if I can believe that either. So
Well, no, the whole like Guinness Book thing is a scam. And that's what I found out by looking into the hottest pepper and stuff like that. Like Ed Curie had to actually, what's up, Jared?
What's going on?
Ed Curie actually had to get an independent lab to test the pepper. And it's not like, well, I guess it would have to be a tasting because wouldn't that be the Scoville scale, like in its essence? But they get a lab to actually test it where they dilute it, blah, 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 amount of times until they figure out what the Scoville scale is. But they make the pepper guy actually pay for all that testing. And then after all that's done, they present that to Guinness. And Guinness is like, oh, congratulations, you win an award. And they
No,
give you like your little, like, you know, part in the book, and that's it. But like you got to pay for everything.
yeah, and the certificate for the wall saying you have the record.
Yeah, but I mean, Ed Curie, I mean, look at that guy. He's got like a major business going right now, and he made the world's hottest pepper. So, I mean, something to say about that aspect too. He actually makes something that, you know, everybody wants, and all of a sudden you got a major business going. And now you're in the running for the next hottest pepper without even being, you know, dethroned.
Yeah, and once
yeah.
you're on top, what happens? Everybody wants to bring you down.
Yeah, well, that's why he's been sitting on 2 different hot peppers. The least hottest is Pepper X. So he has another one that's supposed to be like twice as hot as the Carolina Reaper or twice as hot as Pepper X. I forget. One of those two. But he's been sitting on that for a while. And I guess he's been waiting for Troy Primo to, you know, go ahead and challenge him for the title. And then he would do it. But I don't know. I guess so. I guess everything got like pretty tight this year where they were about to. And that pressured him enough to go ahead, or maybe it was the hot ones thing with the last stab. Maybe he just said, "Screw it! It's time for a new hottest pepper, and let's make a business deal and sell some hot sauce."
Um,
Pretty good when you're the only source for the pepper.
Kind of back to what you were talking about with the independent lab. I've seen some video footage of that, and it's more or less they put it in a container like the ones that are uh, a million Scoville. I think it takes essentially according to their tests, it's like a million drops of water quenches 1 drop of scorpion, and so that's yeah. You just kind of sit watch someone drip into a container for 3 hours until they're like, no, it's undetectable anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 1 drop of whatever, and then you add drops on it and find out how many drops it takes to get it down to the point where it's no discernible taste in it. So, yep, just like you said. And how do you measure out 1 million drops of water?
I would assume at some point
With
somebody
math.
made a. I would assume somebody made a machine that would just drip, 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 drip on a laser counter of some sort. Just so somebody
Yeah,
doesn't have to sit there with a syringe.
yeah. If we could like just drop a little drop of capsicum, capsaicin, whatever you want to call it, right on one of those little like microscope dealies, and you just like send a laser through it, and it like measures the midichlorians or whatever, like in Star Wars, and like, oh, it's got 2 million Scoville midichlorians. Oh, and
What?
what's up, Anthony? Sorry.
A buddy
Yeah,
of
hey,
mine for
Anthony.
fun decided, because we have a laser engraver, he wanted to engrave an ahi pepper onto an ahi pepper, and then he ate it.
Oh,
Did
you
that
can't
make
do
it just as hot?
that.
I mean, I would assume that it at least like fire roasted the outside of it in that one spot that there was an ahi on it.
And it was strange because the image came out just perfect. And they actually wrote he put it on one side, flipped the pepper over, and did another image on the other side of the pepper.
No, I
And
think that was he put hot stuff on a scorpion.
oh, okay. Yeah, because yeah, he had two images on it, one on one side and one on the other side. And yeah, it was like a picture of the pepper on one side, and I forget what was on the other side. But
Was
yeah, I
it
left
did
it
he,
around so everybody could see it, and then came and ate it.
was it that Glock that he did or whatever?
That was it.
I think yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I put a micro image of a Glock on a Glock 19 on a pepper. Image came out perfect.
Jared asked, it could, or didn't ask, said it could be debated that Troy Primo actually made the Reaper, aka the 7-Pot Primo, but Ed borrowed it and renamed it Reaper. I've heard that argument as well. I have no clue, but
Me either.
when it comes to the world's hottest or the world's whatever, or I was just watching something today about Stanley Meyer in the water car. And like they just brought up like, yeah, when you like start bringing up like top of the line like things, like don't be surprised when those like weird things start happening to those people. So yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, I watched Stanley Meyer say that he was offered $1 billion by the Arabs, quote Arabs, to or no, I think he said Saudis, whatever. It was someone over there, and to stop all his research. Hey, look, we took a turn.
Yeah, the Pepper Wars. That's yeah.
I thought that was a good one.
It's like my last video. I did a New Hope, and then the description was something along the lines of the evil bug lord attacked my plants in the root system.
Well, if it fails, I planted 12 ahi lemon drops yesterday, so you can have one or
Yeah,
two
and I
of
think I
those.
got plenty of seeds now.
Oh, that's right. You can plant your own now. Forget me giving you one. Ha ha.
I need to get some of those down. Dave sent me. Dave couldn't be here, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. He was busy working, and he's got to work again tomorrow. So wait, yeah, that's right. No, he had to work a double today. Normally it's his day off, but yeah, he sent me ahi lemon. I grew him last year. I didn't get anything to actually produce anything, so see if I actually get some next year.
Well, at least your plants grew.
Yeah.
Some of them.
So, Devin, why don't you give an update for the plants at the shop?
I mean, they're doing all right, I would say. Had a few more problems. I guess the aphids are really getting smart, which is kind of interesting to watch them go from wildly overtaking the plants to they've actually found different ways to hide themselves, including staying within the bottom 2 layers of leaves, so they only drip honeydew into the dirt, so it's unnoticeable. And then they've also found areas in giant patches of leaves where they can hide pretty well, but that's only been on the MOA and the Bohemian goat. Those two were the worst besides the ahis. So I'm not surprised there. And 2 of the ahis are gone out of what was there. The scorpion's coming back actually quite nice. The Bohemian goat actually, it's got like 4 peppers on it, even though it's having issues with some aphids, which was quite surprising. And then I did on the one ahi, I did a hydrogen peroxide and water dunk in a trash can. Lost about 1/4 of the dirt, but it's about the next day, all the leaves were standing up a heck of a lot better. And then the ones we started in red solo cups, I did the same thing to those, and they were like 2 inches tall, and about 3 days later, they had doubled in size. Except for his chocolate bootla. It was just off the dirt. I mean, the leaves were touching the top of the dirt. But after I did that, now it's about 1/4 inch above the top of the soil. So I was quite surprised by those results. And we, just got a bunch of new fertilizers and stuff. Coming to find out, a lot of them are just really heavily nitrogen deficient.
Don't forget about the cayenne.
Oh, we got a red cayenne coming up. We got probably 4 peppers, but the biggest one is starting to turn a really bright red, almost like Rob's chair there. So we're gonna get our first cayenne back. I was actually quite surprised by how much leaves are coming back as quick as they are, because even I just did a video this morning on my ahi pepper, and then I put probably like 8/10 of a bottle of hydrogen peroxide just straight into the dirt this morning. And all the leaves on the video that you couldn't see at all are about 1/4 of an inch off of the plant and grown into almost full-size leaves already, which made no sense to me that it grew that much in like less than 8 hours.
Yeah, but hydrogen peroxide cleans the roots and helps them get oxygenated.
Well, I was gonna say too, I did watch your lettuce time lapse, and those things jump around quite a bit, so I could also see a plant growing quite a bit in an 8-hour period. But yeah, my ahi is down to like 20 leaves total, but they're good leaves, so I'm happy. Slow recovery.
Peppers come back, yeah.
I did find out, Rev, on the first show I watched with you guys, you remember I asked about if anybody had that white ash looking stuff on their plants? I've come to find out with aphids, if you look, they'll leave like a white skin casing as they molt into their next stage. Those are like the casings of the fungus gnat larvae as they turn into their next stage.
Gotcha.
So apparently, yeah, I had a pretty bad infestation with how much white ash was floating on the top of my water.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
None of these issues in the shop started until after a pepper that was outside got brought in.
What was that? I think it's just a lemon drop pepper. It's not an ahi. It's just a lemon drop. And it got brought to us by someone because they were like, well, it's dying off and you guys are doing good with your plants. And
there's your first sign.
I got it.
I don't know why it's dying off. Just all these bugs all over it.
Well, and that was the thing. We didn't see anything. It was almost about a week. And then all of a sudden, it was just going crazy. Because, I mean, the first week, the plant was pretty much dead. And then it came back really nice. And then it was like all the bugs hatched. And then it just it's down to like 3 leaves and a stem.
That is coming back again.
Yeah. That's one of those doesn't want to die plants.
It's still only about 5 inches tall,
Yeah.
maybe 6. And it's been in there for months now anyway.
Put that sucker outside, see what it does in a month.
It'll be a few sticks sitting there.
No, and I've just with the way the plants at the shop have been, I've kind of come to find that until everything is brown to the ground, it's got at least a fighting chance.
Oh no, I meant just out of vengeance. Bringing all those bugs into the shop. Heck with that, man. You can't have that kind of traitor. Put
Yeah,
that
but
Benedict Darnold outside and see what happens.
our problem is we didn't notice it until too late, and so now the infestation's kind of
Hey,
too
you got to
deep
make an
rooted.
example.
Take all the other
plants will walk all over you.
take all the other plants outside, put them in a semicircle, and stomp it down on the ground. This is what you get for bringing bugs in here. This is the rest of
Bring
you.
them all
Pay
back
attention.
in and be like, "You're lucky I brought you back in. You know how cold it is outside."
Oh, I tell you.
I did notice though, one of the guys at the shop, or who comes in quite frequently, wanted to make a hot sauce, so he put scorpion pepper into the PG and VG from E-Liquid. Eventually, he didn't want it because the PG and VG essentially it's like you just put a sugar cube in your mouth, and about 20 seconds later, there's just heat out of nowhere. And so he's like, I can't use that as a hot sauce. Well, then with the aphids, I found out like one stem I did like they're supposed to not like peppermint or something like that. And so I sprayed that stem and kind of taped it off. So that was the experimental stem. They didn't move for the rest of the day. I put 1 drop of ahi pepper e-juice on the other stem, and the instant it touched that stem, they scattered like I just started them all on fire. So I thought that was pretty interesting to find out.
There was someone in the pepper lovers community that was talking about spraying with like cayenne pepper. They started off like it was about aphids and it was like water and dish soap, and then like next thing you know they were adding cayenne pepper, and I didn't comment because I was trying to figure out where they were going with it, but I don't know.
Well, and
Maybe that's
a
something.
lot.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I think
also
that's
said
not
their leaves were dying off too, so.
A lot of the research I did, cayenne is supposed to be a deterrent for them. But once they're taking over your cayenne plant just as bad as the other ones, I don't think it's going to be a deterrent anymore.
But they weren't on the actual peppers. They were on the leaves and the stems, so that could be the difference.
Yeah.
Because you take the pepper and you spray it through a bottle, and whatever sticks is going to dry, so you got flakes everywhere.
Well, on that note, why don't you just dilute some like pure capsaicin somehow into like a spray bottle, shake it up really good so it's somewhat mixed, and just spray the whole plant down that way. I mean, besides the fact that you'd have to wear some really good gloves and wash your hands even after you put on gloves if you picked a pepper. I'd love to see someone eat one of those guys raw after you spray an ahi down with pure capsaicin.
Yeah, even if you diluted it out a couple drops to a quart of water, I bet it would still be effective, but it'd still be hot. King said he uses lemongrass, pepper powder, mint, and water, boil it and spray it. Yeah, I saw that video, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
And that was for aphids?
I forget which bugs he was actually after, but he said he was going to give us a follow-up video on it, and I haven't seen the follow-up on it yet to see if it actually worked, because it was an experiment that he was doing. But if you notice, anytime he grows a pepper plant, he's got a strand of lemongrass in there. It's
Yeah, it
supposed
always
to keep some of the bugs away.
looks like a miniature piece of corn or like overgrown piece of grass.
Yeah, I want to say lemongrass is a pest attractant. So if you grow it in with your general peppers, whatever pests would attack your peppers would eat the lemongrass first before attacking your peppers,
So sacrificial.
more or less.
Okay, so silver burst added, bugs in general. Okay.
Good idea. Same thing with like rosemary. What is it? Like all the spices, like rosemary, like cinnamon, and maybe cinnamon's just good for you.
Well, they say take and grow mint in a pot near your garden, and it'll help keep, what is it, rabbits away, or is it bugs away?
That's why I started, and yeah, just got
See,
out of hand.
So
That's
you wanted
because
to keep rabbits out of your aquaponics?
No, notice how I didn't like confirm anything that he said. I just jumped on to like, yeah, that's why I did it.
Well, notice I put in that little statement about grow it in a pot near your
Oh,
garden.
it's in a pot. It's a giant deep water culture pot.
Yeah, that's the big pot's your garden, though. You know, mint is actually classified as a weed. It will spread and it won't go away.
Oh, tell me about it. 2
Okay,
years
you see, it's this way.
I can't get rid of that stuff. That's going to be my goal this winter, is actually getting rid of it, like leaving 1 or 2 little pieces of it.
We'll start harvesting it and drying it.
I have a use for it.
Well, take it and bake it up and send it to some guy in Minnesota. You're talking to 2 of them here.
yeah, post it on eBay, $1 a bag, 50 cents a bag. Someone will buy it and refill their spice container.
Oh, no. This is like real mint.
Yeah. Yeah, you put mint in a spice container.
Yeah, but no. This is the good stuff. This is like mint.
Now, out of all the kind of bug killing craze things on the internet, I would definitely say avoid soaps.
For aphids.
Yeah, and just bugs in general.
Well, I
The
think the
soap,
whole thing is it's supposed to be like the soap dries out and they have a soft body, so it dries out their body and like kills them that way, right?
that's how it's supposed to work, but like with our ahis, it seemed to have like put a coating on the leaves, and then it kept them
Yeah.
from getting nutrients more or less. And so I would much rather stick with something a little more natural personally.
Like spraying them off with a hose or something.
That was
Yep.
the soap was. I had the same experience last winter with my peppers. It would form us like the leaves of the pepper plants.
Yeah, and then they'd start like yellowing and browning and falling off all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that.
Wound up taking the peppers all into the shower and turning the shower head on them. Get all the soap off.
Yeah, that's more or less what I had to do. Is we had a 5-gallon sprayer, so I just kept dumping water through the dirt till no more bubbles came out.
Sweet. What's up, Alex? Twice as many people watching as people in the video. I noticed that too. Thanks.
Boss is hollering. I'll be right back.
Oh, there goes the ratio. Yeah, I've noticed that with like the Epsom salt. Like everybody said, like mix up the Epsom salt, water, and spray it all over their plant, and that way you get magnesium to it better. I just got like white dots all over my plant. and I never really
Right.
saw any kind of. I see other people do it, and it looks great, but when I did it, it didn't look good at all. So I don't know. Maybe I just totally screwed it up, but maybe the same thing like what you're talking about with the soap. Maybe that because I've heard it from tons of people, but maybe it works for tons of people, but like the Epsom salt with me didn't really work. But I
Right.
tried that week after week, and I just kept thinking like every time I was doing an update, it looked like I had powdery mildew all over the plant, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to like just come in here and spray them down with a hose sprayer, and every time I'm about to do an update.
Well, I would wonder, would it work the same way if you were to just spray it directly into the dirt or the water system? Because you'd think the plant would suck it up that way just as well as it would through the leaves.
Oh, the magnesium and or the Epsom salt and
Yep.
water. Well,
Yeah.
that's the weird thing. I'm doing that anyway. So
Huh.
I don't see why I need to do it again anyway. That's why I quit. Because
Right.
I'm doing master blend and like one of the ingredients is Epsom salt. So yeah, I didn't really see how that's gonna help me that much more. Like if you have a
True.
dirt plant, yeah, I get it, but especially dirt plant out where it's gonna get rain. Because mine were in a greenhouse. They don't get rain, so
Yeah, if you got to worry about the soil getting washed out, you definitely need to worry about keeping the nutrients in.
hmm. Now that I think about it, maybe that was one of my biggest problems last year, where I had late pods forming. Maybe that was because I was experimenting, doing the Epsom salt. There was no rain to actually wash it off the plant. It was getting excess magnesium.
I
Hmm.
would say too, if you were getting piles or whatever, like you're saying on the leaves, that could have been blocking a lot of the sunshine from getting to the leaves and stuff too. So it couldn't have been
Yeah.
producing as much chlorophyll and other nutrients that it needs to get out of that sunshine. And so it could have just been a late bloomer that way because it finally late in the season got enough energy to start creating pods.
Well, they got out like in good time, but like I forget. It was like a week or maybe a week and a half after they got out outside. It hit like 110 easy in the greenhouse, and every single pepper just dropped all the flowers, and it was that way for like 2 or 3 months. And then after that died off, then every pepper started taking off, but by then we were starting in decline of fall and going into winter. But luckily it doesn't get that cold that quick here.
Well, now where is that? And were they outside originally before you put them in the greenhouse, or inside the house, or?
No, they were inside in the like in the grow room.
Okay, and I'm assuming that that's more temperature controlled than 110 degrees.
Oh yeah, it was like pretty much like 70 to 84, maybe at the most.
That's probably, yeah, I would agree. That's probably why you lost all your peppers or all the flowers, at least. Just the plant went, holy crap.
Yeah, what the heck is this? We can't take this. Yeah,
Well,
and this
plus
year I delayed.
magnesium will, excess magnesium will block the plant's ability to uptake calcium. So,
Oh, okay.
and peppers need calcium to produce fruit.
Gotcha. Well, maybe there's another thing too. That's why I was thinking like I knew the heat thing was a problem, but maybe yeah, spraying them down with that Epsom salt wasn't a good idea. I didn't do that this year. They took off real good, but I didn't bring them out until after the heat broke. Like after that 110-degree weather was gone, then I brought them out. It was only, like 100.
Only like 100, he says.
It was like 80 today.
I think, what was it today? Like 54?
Actually, I think it's still like 75, 80, something like that right now. It's really warm. I got my doors and windows open, and I got to turn the fan on here in a minute.
Uh,
Rev, have you been told today?
Have I what?
Have you been told?
Have I been told? What do you mean? Am I not getting this?
Oh, maybe it's a Canadianism.
What's it mean?
It's not something we can put in live stream.
Then yes.
Oh, funny.
Where'd Rob go? The boss call him back out?
I believe so.
Man.
He likes running away.
Good.
Jared said it's in the 90s where he's at.
Yeah, pretty much around the same here. It's like 80 something here today.
I'm definitely not looking forward to the snow. I'm a summer person.
Same here. I'm not a fan of the winter at all. The only thing I like about winter is that one time it snows and I can put up a video on YouTube going, holy cow, it snowed here. Look at me driving around in my quad. After that, I, get rid of the snow, bring the temperature back up.
Oh, you'd have fun with that quad here. I got snowbanks half the winter that are 14 feet tall.
Oh, no. I didn't have it on video, but like 2 or 3 years ago, we actually got a pile of snow. It was like a foot, maybe a foot and a half, something like that. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was like a lot for here. My quad got stuck. I couldn't make it anywhere. I was like trying to go around the yard. I couldn't make it anywhere. I was like having to like go forward and then back up and then go forward and then back up and then go forward. I had to like make my own trails. It took me like 2 hours to actually make a trail around the yard where I could actually go. It was hilarious. I should have made a video about that because you guys in Canada would be laughing at me like, what the heck? Where's your snow tires, eh?
That's right. Get a snowmobile for that one time of year.
I've been here for like 17 years, and there's been 1 year that you could actually do that, and that was for one day. But no, I agree. Yeah, totally need a snowmobile. So hit that like button down below, and maybe YouTube will kick some money into my coffers, and we'll buy a snowmobile. That'll be great. I'll take it out on the beach. Makes sense, right? Snowmobile, sand, snow. I mean, it kind of the same, right?
Yeah, hit that like button to get Rev to eat his 100 or 1,000-year-old egg on his brand new snowmobile on the beach.
While feeding on the beach. I'll go for that. Yeah, totally agree. Jared says it's supposed to be pushing 100 tomorrow. It sucks when it's 41 in the morning and then it hits that high in the afternoon. That's pretty daggone high. We say Alex said high of 50 here today. Today here.
Yeah, here today I think it only got up to 55. If
Yeah,
we're
I want to
lucky.
say about that.
55. Ugh.
And according
we
to
were trying to do the math in my head here, probably in the mid 60s today.
Nice.
Well, now we know we got problems when Minnesota's colder than Canada.
Take that, Minnesota.
yeah, it's 46 degrees here right now.
I wonder what my phone says it is. It's always wrong.
I looked at my thermometer outside, and it pretty much confirms it.
I'm trying, but I can't really see it. This says this one's always wrong. It always says colder, and it says 74. That's what it is right now. High of 79, low of 69.
I don't even think I can see the thermometer. No. Can't see the thermometer outside from the office window.
Alex is showing Wisconsin love with his hashtag Wisconsin indoor growing. Hashtag. Oh man, I saw I don't know if you guys follow there's a Canadian what the heck would you call me? I don't know. It's a channel, YouTube channel where they work on cars and stuff. And they're just north of Rob, right up there in Winnipeg. And just what, northeast or something like that. A bunch of miles. But they're up there in Canada. They're SPP TV, all letters, and they work on cars. But yeah, they're pretty funny. But one of their videos, they said put 3 asterisks and then your question, and we'll answer it in our next video. And there were so many people going, "What's an asterisk? Is that a Canadian hashtag?" I thought that was great, man. It wasn't one person either. It was like 4 or 5 different people that put that.
Jeez.
I didn't do it. I'm sweet and innocent.
Hey, Rob, have you ever been on Power Tour?
No clue what it is, so apparently not.
I believe it's Motor Trend's Power Tour. And it's right there in Minnesota at drawing a blank on the thing. But the guys I was just talking about, they come down from Winnipeg into Minnesota and go to Power Tour. But it's just like a big car weekend. You go camping and there's like hundreds or thousands of people, and they have like a racetrack that they've rented, and you just go out there with a bunch of people and, you know, just not really race, but you just drive around, and you can race while you're driving around and stuff like that. But
What do you think, Rob? Sunday fun day?
Maybe.
like,
I'm thinking the only track around in the state that would be big enough to handle something like that would be the Brainerd International Raceway.
Yeah,
It's got
Brainerd.
huge camping grounds up there too.
yeah, I believe that's it. And it's like the first week of August. I believe this year was like August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or 4th, 5th, and 6th, or something like that.
Yeah, the Brainerd Proving Grounds are usually where most people end up for different racing events and car shows of if you're using a track of some sort.
Yeah, that's only about what, 250 miles from here?
Because I want to say most of the car guys in town here, that's where they go to test their Civics.
Dang, a long way to go.
Hey, I mean, at least you can make it there on 50 cents.
That's a good point. You don't have to fill up. You just fill up, you go there, come back, you go to work the whole week, you go there next week, you come back, you go to work, then you get to fill up again.
Yeah, a friend of ours is trying to talk me into taking my car up to Brainerd to actually run it on an actual track. See how fast it'll actually go.
Heck yeah, grab a couple of those action cams.
I mean, I could, if you want, I can talk with Horner and see next time the Brainerd Proving Grounds is doing their thing.
Yeah, but the thing is getting time off.
Put your, 556 horses versus his 900 horsepower Civic or whatever it is.
Yeah, he'd probably walk me. Half the
Uh,
size, half the weight, and yeah, he'd walk me, I think. That is if you could get traction. I can get traction easy enough.
Well, I was gonna
uh,
say leave traction control on. You'll be fine.
I don't know. I still think it would be more fun to ride in yours. I don't know though. I still prefer muscle over anything, regardless. Just the
Mm.
sound, the feel, the whole. What am I thinking of here? What's the word? I guess just the enjoyment of the entire situation. I find much more enjoyment in a muscle car ride, even if it's stock versus like a 900 horsepower race car.
I don't know. It depends. I've been really getting into like muscle cars that have like turbos on them. That's
See,
really cool.
but that's still a muscle car. You just kind of didn't want to go
I
through
know.
all the
That's why
extra
I'm really
effort of
getting into it.
putting a supercharger on it. I guess I'm
No, no,
talking
no,
like,
not a supercharger, a turbocharger.
no, that's what I'm saying. A turbo is just an easier way to get power without having to go through all the work of a supercharger.
I don't know. I would argue that a turbo or a supercharger is a lot easier. It's more expensive, but it's easier to just bolt on. You just bolt on that pulley on the bottom of the. Yeah, with a supercharger, yeah. With a turbocharger, you got to rebuild your entire exhaust and you got to make it go into the turbo, and then you got to redo that going out. You got to do your plumbing going into your intercooler, out of your intercooler, into your intake. That's a lot more work. Supercharger, you just take your intake off, you just throw a supercharger on there. It just costs like 10 grand.
No,
No, yeah.
with the supercharger, you still have to rebuild the lower end. A stock setup
Oh,
and the
well,
pistons
to do it
and
right. Yeah, to
yeah,
do
that
it
all
right.
has to be rebuilt. The heads have to be redone. The
Well, you got to
exhaust ports have to
regap
be
and
redone.
yeah, you got
The
to regap
exhaust has to
and
be
all that
redone.
stuff because if you don't, you're just gonna blow the engine.
Yep.
Well,
And
that
then
bear,
you can still use the same intercooler that a turbo uses on a supercharger as well. So the super or intercooler is neither here nor there because they both can use them.
Oh
You don't
yeah,
have to put an intercooler on the turbocharger.
yeah, you should use them on both. Get maximum performance.
Yep. The colder they are, the more oxygen.
at a minimum, though, yeah, you have to replace your crankshaft just to get that second pulley to run the supercharger in the first place.
A lot of times, yep.
Not if you watch that Roadkill episode where they put that supercharger on that Jaguar. They didn't do anything, and they totally toasted that car.
Yeah,
That
but didn't
thing
that
was
thing have a blown
useless by
motor?
the end.
Yeah, and I don't think that car lasted much longer after the show.
Oh no, they had to take that engine out. They put a new engine in, then they toasted that one. Then he pulled that one out, and I put another one in, and I believe they toasted that, and I don't believe it's been back since.
Yeah. Yeah, with the supercharger, depending on what size it is, you need to take and drop the compression ratio down to either somewhere between 4-to-1 and at the high end 6-to-1, depending on what supercharger you have on it. So it's all new pistons, all new rods, all new crank, rings, and everything else, and everything has to be super balanced in
Which
the
if you're going that
high
far,
end so
you
that
might
you
as
don't
well
blow
just,
them.
if you're going that far, you might as well just make it a damn it, why can't I think of the word? Bigger throw, bigger, bigger crank.
Stroker.
Stroker, thank you. Jeez. Could not think of that.
And
Why
yeah,
not just do
Silverburst has
both?
another great point too. The whine of a supercharger winding out is awesome to hear.
Well, on both parts, the whine of the supercharger, the whine of a turbocharger. I like both of them. I like how the turbo doesn't kick in till like halfway in, and all of a sudden it like, well, whoosh, kind of. But I like the supercharger where it's there the whole time.
Hmm.
I just like well, I'm kind of fascinated with the whole turbo design because it's like non-parasitic, where you need the pole or the crank to actually move the pulley to turn the supercharger, whereas the turbo is a byproduct of something you don't want, which is exhaust, and that actually pumps it.
Yeah,
That's why
blower, you
do
have to
both.
use power to make power.
Which is weird because I hear turbochargers turbochargers are, I can't even say that, turbochargers are really good, but superchargers are better, but then pro chargers are even better. But if you look at it on the parasitic level, turbo is like low end, whereas supercharger is like middle of the ground because it's got that big pulley, and then pro charger would be it's actually part of the pulley design, correct? Isn't that a pro charger? It's like a supercharger, but it's like an alternator that you add to your pulley system.
Yeah, but it's still using power off of the crank, just like the other one would. You're thinking
But
of like a Paxton supercharger.
But no, it seemed like the most parasitic. Whereas like the big superchargers seemed like a lot of power, but not that much. And then the turbo obviously is the exhaust gas.
Mhm.
Did we just go from
Oh.
peppers to engines?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just do both.
People throw a thumbs up. Oh, sorry. Good.
Turbocharge your exhaust with a supercharger on top. And then you get the best of both worlds.
With a pro charger attached too.
Yeah. I seen a video of a guy took, I think it was like 4 or 5 superchargers and just stacked them so that they would all just kind of go one right into each other. That was a crazy motor.
Bet.
Yeah, the weirdest I've seen is 2 turbochargers that fed a supercharger. But I like Jared's comment. Had a gear drive timing in my old Chevy, and the whine sounded cool at first, but after a while it got really annoying. I built a drag car, 76 Vega, and I had one of the gear drives in it too. I loved it the whole time. I never got tired of it.
Yeah, I love that weird whiny noise. Real, real. Is it time for my camera to like go out again?
Looking
Yep.
like it.
Heck. Well, this is the camera. I'm in a dispute with the people that bought or sold it to me. So, okay, there's another thing. Use it long enough, it just shuts off. I've also got a problem when I drive with it. It makes a rattle, and it's an internal rattle. So if I was actually making a video where I'm like talking to the camera, all you would hear is like in the like in the foreground while I'm talking in the background.
Sounds like you need to take it apart and put some hot glue in there.
No, I just got it. Like I didn't even get it a week ago. I got it on Thursday. No, that's why I contacted the people that sold it to me, and I contacted the people that made it, and I got an email back from both of them. So
Send it up to Tim. He'll fill it full of solder for you.
probably work a lot better.
Devin, I have a forge. I can actually melt and fill it full of aluminum too.
Oh, hey, there you go. Even better connection.
Never rattle again.
Yeah.
Fill it full of silicone. It'll never go anywhere. Throw it in the water. It'll never get wet. Haha, joke, joke.
So what's the chat want to see?
Fill it with lead so it's too heavy to rattle.
Well, there you go, Rev.
That'll make it do it. I don't know why the camera didn't come back on.
Yeah, I do have about 30 pounds of lead in the shop.
Oh, this is a small camera. Probably only take like 30 ounces.
Another, what, 50 or 60 pounds full of alloy wheel weights?
There it works.
Hey, he's back.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Victory.
I don't know why that keeps happening, but
It's overheating. While you're talking about superchargers, you got to get your camera in the intercooler.
actually you're not that far off. It is really hot.
Drill some holes in the case, let the hot air out, you'll be all good.
Waiting to hear from the company and the guy who sold it to me. They thought they were all sneaky and like they messaged me back at like 2 in the morning, and I messaged them right back with a video attachment. I haven't heard back from them since. I got a message back, like I went to sleep, and then like I found I got a message at 4 in the morning. I'm like, oh, sneaky, huh? You like gonna play that game in the middle of the night, even though you're from Kentucky, like 1 time zone over from me. And I went and looked at it, and nope, that was Britain. That was the camera company.
Ah,
I'll have a video about that camera someday. And if you're watching people that I bought my camera from, I will have a video about this camera someday. Dang.
How's them pickles treating you, Rob?
I'm done with the pickles. I'm down to the juice now.
Chug, 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 chug.
See, that's what
Oh,
my
wait,
thought
time
was.
to
Just
say
one
that?
shot, he'd be all good.
Not a whole lot left in here.
Jeez.
You look more or less
So,
like
Rob,
it was more sour.
No, but it's definitely hot. I'm just waiting for the heat to come up. Yes, Tim.
if you were going to do those pickles with reapers, how many reapers would you put in it?
The packet size that we've been using, and my average reaper, well, the average reaper size, I'd probably put probably 4
Into one
into
of
a
these.
gallon.
4?
Yeah, 4 into a gallon.
Would that be 4 dehydrated into one of these packets?
Well, that's about 12, 15.
Yeah, I want to say our scorpions were coming out roughly 3 grams a piece before dehydration or anything with just the stem on them, raw pepper. And then if them packets are weighing about 3 grams, you got to figure that's quite a few peppers to equal one fully wet pepper.
Yeah, it's about 1/15 the volume after dried. Because I did 16.8 ounces, and it came out to be just over 1 ounce of powder. So 1 pound down to 1 ounce.
My buddy Raymond did a Reaper challenge video, and he brought me the package of dried Reapers after. There's 3.5 Reapers in this package. Hey, this whole pickle idea is starting to...
Wait, wasn't Raymond's Reaper thing, wasn't that at like a condo or apartment type complex?
Actually, I think it was in a city park.
Oh, maybe that was what it was. I believe I remember seeing that thing. And that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Wasn't it him and like 5 other friends? It was like 2 girls and Like 3 or 4
No,
guys.
it was a girl from work, a guy from work, and a guy from his neighborhood.
Yeah, I believe I saw that one. I was right. It was right after, or no, I believe that was right before you had him on your channel, and you said like, "Oh, subscribe to him," because I went over to his channel and subscribed to him. But I believe it was like a few videos before that he did the Reaper thing, if I'm correct. But it was good.
I got a funny story about one of them packets of Reaper powder before I head off to the bathroom here. One of the guys who comes into the shop, he thought it would be fun to eat a packet of scorpion pepper. More or less, it was a bet between him and one of the other customers who comes in. He was supposed to put the whole packet, so about 3 grams or so, figure like Rob said, about 15 peppers worth of powder in this packet. He had to put it in his mouth, and then it was like, what was how long was it? An hour he had to keep it in there, or an hour
Put it
without
in his
vomiting?
mouth for a minute.
Okay. Yeah,
And
he had to
then
hold it in his mouth for a minute and then not throw up for an hour. He made the minute, went to swallow it, and then threw up instantly. And about the next 2 weeks, I guess, we got to hear about him complaining that he did not have a fun time using the restroom.
yeah, Andy passed out. He passed out right in the shop.
Note to everyone out there, 15 Reaper peppers at the same time. Not a good idea under any circumstance.
No, 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 no.
But I mean, I tried to help him get his money still, just for the fact of he couldn't puke for an hour was the rule. And I mean, he only threw up for like a half hour straight. So technically he didn't puke for an hour. It was only a half hour. Oh, shoot. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. But yeah, he learned a very valuable lesson that day. But there was a good outcome to it too. It so got his mouth so hot that he can sit down and eat habaneros like they're nothing, not even break a sweat or turn color or anything, not like me. And anytime I bring you out a new pepper, he's always one of the first ones to try it. So yeah, his tolerance went way up from that, but man, did he suffer. He was not liking the bathroom for quite some time afterward.
Sometimes it's worse coming out than going in.
Yeah, I've never had that issue with an exit, so I don't know what that's like. So you got all your peppers in, or you got all your plants in?
What was it? Five cayennes and the one chocolate maruga and the one Scotch bonnet. That's all that made it through the summer without being eaten by something.
Well, at least to live the winter, hopefully, right?
Yeah, well, let's hope. One of the cayennes spent last winter in the house, and the Scotch bonnet spent last winter in the house. So they're going on 2 years old.
Yeah, my Scotch bonnet, or my MOA Scotch bonnet, and my Bohemian goats are both coming up on the 3-year mark. Ta-da! You're back.
I am.
She sat there just ever so peaceful.
Oh yeah.
She's like, he'll be back. I don't need to get up and follow him. Or
Oh no. She's that lazy. She's like, nah, I'm not following him.
yeah, Murph man, he'll take and follow me everywhere I go. If I get up and sneak out of a room and I hide, he'll go and search every room, and if he can't find me, he'll sit there and start barking. Wait until I answer him.
Yeah, I guess mine will go and search every room, but it takes something weird. Like I have to like act erratically. If I just like walk into my bedroom to like go to the bathroom or whatever, she doesn't follow me, but if I like run into my bedroom, she'll come running after like, "Whoa, what the heck is going on? Like there's something going on that I need to be involved in."
Yep. Fast moving thing, they take off.
That prey drive. We're talking about the mighty vicious pit bull over here. Look at that face. Look at that head. Gigantic.
She is just so vicious, I tell you.
So mean. You can see it in that lazy eye. Look, there you go. Oh, my sleepy puppy.
No, I see you sitting with your dog and keep missing my dog.
Yeah.
Missing your dog?
Yeah. I have what is he? It's like a really golden light brown and white American pit bull
Where's it at?
with my mom.
I was hoping you weren't going to say with my ex-wife.
No. No, it was
with your mom, you
might
got
as
a
well
much
be.
better
Shoot.
chance of getting it back.
Well, no, it might as well be. Shoot. My mom lives down in Wisconsin. I haven't heard from her in a few years because she's just got stuff going. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, I hear from her, but not as much as I'd like, I guess. But as far as I know, he's doing pretty good. But it was more or less came down to I was moving in with my dad, and he has a female black lab, and he didn't want my dog, who's not fixed, trying to make puppies with his dog. And so he's like, find
Which
somewhere
they
for it
will
to
do.
stay. And so it, yeah, and, yeah, ended up staying with my mom for a while and was with her long enough that eventually she's like, nope, my dog now. Sucks to be you. I'm taking him with me when I go.
That sucks. But at least it's got a good home.
Oh no, she lives out in the country, so I mean, better than living in town in a small apartment anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Dogs love companionship. I mean, they love
True.
being outdoors and stuff, but yeah, no, my mom hated pit bulls. I got my pit bull, and it was like I was like practically disowned. Like my mom, my dad, my sister, everybody was like, "What are you doing with your life? Like, why are you doing that?" I'm like, "No, they're great. They're just a cute little dog. They're fun."
I'm
And
telling you, a dog is a dog is a dog.
they,
All
well,
on how it's
we all
raised.
we all grew up in Pittsburgh, and the only news we ever got about pit bulls was one attacked a baby and ripped its face off. Like that's
It,
the only news you ever got about a pit bull. And then I moved down here into North Carolina, and I started meeting like hundreds, about probably like 1,000 or maybe more different pit bulls. And I was like, man, these are the coolest dogs ever. So I got them, and my mom was like, this is not cool. You got to get rid of that dog. And yeah, about 6 months later, she was like, I don't understand this dog. This dog is so great. It just keeps laying at my feet. And whenever I'm standing there, it'll like face, opposite of me and sit at my feet and look the other way. And I'm like, yeah, it's watching your back. And she's like, well, I don't get that. And I'm like, it's a protective dog. It just really likes you, so it's trying to protect you. And next thing you know, she's like, well, I don't like pit bulls, but your pit bull's really cool. I'm like, well, I'll
No,
take that as a win.
uh, one of the last times I got to see mine, my daughter, she's 4 now, so probably she was either 1 or just about 1. Um, and so I mean, she was able to sit up, but she wasn't like crawling around yet. And my brother had this Saint Bernard puppy, so I mean, this thing's massive compared to even my pit bull. Uh, but I mean, first time that Saint Bernard puppy nipped her and then stepped on her, he was right there. And anytime that dog would come near her because she cried, "Arr!" and his dog would turn around and tail between its legs the other way because he knew, okay, I'm not screwing with him.
Oh yeah.
But he knew right away it was me, and he knew right away it was my kid. And once she cried, that was it. He's like, nope, you're not coming near her again, you dumb dog.
Well, back in like the 20s and 30s, pit bulls were known as America's nannies.
Yep. No, and it all comes down to how you raise it, whether it's a dog or a child. If you beat your kid, it's going to grow up and be a murderer, and you wonder why. You beat your dog, and it's going to grow up and be a murderer, and you wonder why.
Yep. Like Jared said, pit bulls are the sweetest dogs. Mine loves people. He's 70-pound lap dog. Mine's like 65, and that's big for a pit bull, actually. I think they're like 60 is tops, something like that. But I know where he's coming from. I like to, this entire week, I've been giving my dog eggs and steak and anything I'm eating. I'm like, oh, you want a little puppy? Obviously, well after I'm done eating, but
Yeah.
this dog is so cool. Like, I've never had a dog. Like, I had a Brittany Spaniel, and that dog, it didn't matter where you put food, that dog would find that food and eat it. This dog, I put food right on my coffee table, and that dog will just like sit on the couch, like, I'm really happy he lets me on the couch, so I'm not gonna like make him mad by eating his food. And she'll just sit there forever. Like I'll go to the bathroom, I'll just wander around, I can take the garbage out to the road. She doesn't care. Come back and
Uh, no,
it's all because I
Murphy's the same way. I can put food out. I yelled at him the first time he tried to even sniff at it, and he's never gone back.
Yep.
He'll sit there and watch and wait for his little nibble, because I always give him the last bite. No matter what it is. So he'll patiently sit by and wait until I give it to him. Then he's happy.
yeah, and I love dogs. So, like, especially my dog, he used to eat at the table with me. He always had a spot for his bowl, but I never ate healthier because I would always eat whatever I would make him, and it was more or less just hamburger, rice, essentially the main ingredients of dog food, but made with fresh ingredients. So, like, raw, cook the chicken, cook the rice, cook corn and, grains, split the pan half and half with him, and we both sit down and eat it. Healthy for me, healthy for him.
Well, at least he kept it on an equal basis.
I loved that dog, man. He ate good for a dog. He was not a dog. He may as well have been my little brother, I'm telling you.
Well,
Ugh.
boys, way past my bedtime.
Yeah, I believe it. It's getting close to mine too, since I have to go into the shop tomorrow because I'm actually working.
Whoa, you can do that?
Huh?
Eh, I haven't complained yet, Rob. I'm opening, so
Yeah.
no, I mean I'm up for whatever, so if everyone wants to call it a night, would it?
Yeah, I think it's about that time too.
Jared said his would eat food off the plate while you're holding it if you don't pay attention.
A sneaky one.
Hartman would say, that's a bad dog. Or
Yeah.
he would say bad kitty, but you know what I mean.
No, kitty, it's a bad kitty. That's my papa.
My papa.
My cheesy poofs. Yeah, I can't do
Yeah.
Cartman. Alrighty then, let's call it a night and see about Wednesday if Dave wants to get on or whichever. Maybe Susan will actually be around. I haven't seen her pop in tonight.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Tim.
And you?
Yeah, Devin's a putz.
Yeah, that would be nice if Susan popped in, but we will find out. Oh, look. Pitbull headcock. But anyway, plug your channel.
I
Let
think
everybody
he's looking
know
for
what you
Susan.
can.
All right, check my channel, Devin G. Don't have much for videos quite yet, but hoping to add to the list here.
You're getting there and you're getting started.
What? Hey, look. It's Susan.
Oh, sure. Just when we're about to log out. No, you come on. I see how it is.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, Jared, you can't help but love him, right?
Oh, heck yeah. It's a pit bull. Gotta love pit bulls. It's great. Look at this thing. It's like a gun you can pet, to quote Bill Burr. I love walking it down the sidewalk. People just get out of your way. I don't understand why black people complain about that. It's just. I'm sure Susan isn't laughing about that, but.
So anyway,
Rob, continuing on with the shout outs.
well, Tim was next.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Tim, are you going to plug your channel?
I guess. I just spent 2 days making a 5-part mini series on how to make a live edge staircase from home cut wood. So it'll be up. What are we? I think the week of the first week in November.
Okay.
Nice. And you just got your fixing your dryer video up today.
Yeah, I've got a video coming up just about every weekday for the next couple of weeks anyway.
Nice.
I was putting them up for 2 a week and getting like 3 months ahead, and I decided, oh, screw it, we're just gonna put them up as they're ready, more or less.
Heck yeah. The more the better.
Yeah, this is the month I should have been doing the 30-30 challenge, eh?
Exactly.
It's not too late to start.
I'm only about 6 videos short of doing the 30-30.
I challenge you then. All you need is 6 videos.
Well, hey, I have 5 on the computer in editing right now.
There you go. See? The beauty of the 30-30 challenge, it finds a way.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Hey, Tim, you didn't say the name of your channel of Trollforge.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Might help to give away the channel name, yeah.
Yeah, Alex has channel name is Troll Forge. TROLLFORGE. Troll Forge. Are you old enough in the YouTube world where it's youtube.com/trollforge?
Yep.
Sweet. There you go, Alex. That's how I am. I'm old enough in there that it's just youtube.com, no user, no nothing. It's just youtube.com/RevTosTV, and you'll find me. But that wasn't a plug for me. That was a plug for Troll.
See, there you go, skipping Rob.
No, not skipping me.
Nah, yeah, jumping straight to Rob.
Oh no, I'm not here. I left. I left an hour ago. But anyway, channel name is Rob Z, ROBB space Z as in zebra. I do a bunch of different oddball videos or unusual videos, mainly dealing with peppers and growing things in not too orthodox ways, I guess you might say. So, yeah, always something new, having some fun. Yeah.
And
that's about it.
Don't forget that car.
That car is in there, but it's only in 2 videos.
That's still in there.
Yeah. Anybody who is watching can go find them on my channel and see what we were talking about as far as my car goes, and you might see why I'd like to see how fast it'll go up Brainerd.
Yep. Just
without giving away what it is.
Look for the hot girl thumbnail.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Yeah, that Sky. She's a little cutie.
So says we're on the way out, but Alex says experiment with indoor and basement growing. That's a lot of fun. No videos, don't have time for that. Well, yeah. Oh, I totally agree. I mean, just doing that takes a lot of time. But no, that's what we're doing a bunch of too. Bunch of us. Rob has some indoor stuff. I've got some indoor stuff. Devin, do you have any indoor stuff? I mean, besides your indoor stuff.
Just my pepper and my purple garden mug. And then the stuff at the shop, more or less.
Yeah, like I say, our pepper plants, not mine, ours, because of all the stuff he does. So publicly, I appreciate it, Devin. So there.
I do too, Devin. And Alex says 2,000 gallons of water with 50 bluegill. So I'm guessing you're going aquaponic?
That sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
2,000 gallons. That's
a lot of water.
Totes, 8 totes, 8 250-gallon totes. That's huge.
That's 4 of my hot tubs.
That's 8 of my hot tubs. My hot tub's only 250-gallon.
And mine's about 450 to 500 if you fill it to the very top.
Yeah. That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
Okay, those are big totes then too.
Yeah. Use a pond liner. You can make them as big as you want.
Yeah, pond liner and
here.
All right, we're getting sidetracked. Say goodnight, people.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Alex. Make sure you join in with us. I guess we're going to be back on Wednesday. I don't know if everybody's going to be back, but a few of us will be back on Wednesday. Everybody's welcome back if you want to come back on Wednesday. So we'll do a 4x8 pond about 6 feet deep. Dang, that's nice. But yeah, we'll be back. That'll do it. But we'll be back on Wednesday. Like I said, that's Brother Troll over there, Troll Forge, youtube.com/TrollForge, TROLLFORGE, which is awesome. I love that you can just actually still have that from back in the day. Just like with mine, man. Like, I can't believe that you could just put my name in youtube.com and then it just pops right up. Rob Z, check him out. ROBB space Z. And we got Devin. Wait, what the heck was it saying in when I was trying to load you up? The suicidal angel of death or something?
Oh yeah, Lil Red the Suicidal Angel. That's my that was my I used well, I dabble in rap music now and then. It's more of like audio journal than rap, but to like hip hop beats. And so I had a lot of videos up of that, but YouTube removed them because they apparently were not appropriate of some nature. Somebody
And
didn't like them anyway. And so yeah, those all got removed. So now I changed it over to Devin G, so it was easier for people to actually find it. But yeah, it's youtube.com/LILREDDASUICIDLANGEL. If I can remember it all. Uh, so too much. So just look for Devin G.
Yeah.
Look for my Ahi Lemon Drop or my vape video. You'll find me.
sweet. I was gonna say that's a lot of letters.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was trying to type your address in, I'm like, what the heck, man? Like, I just kept going and going. It was like LILRDDDG.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Anyway, Alex, good night. Saw that you threw up a good night. But anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Do these every Monday night. So hit that bell icon right there on my subscribe thing. Hit that subscribe thing. Well, and the little bell thing. The bell thing will let you notify or get you notified that we're going live. So do that, or anytime I make a video live. So, but that was us hanging out here on this Monday night. Brother Troll, Brother Rob, Devin, and me. Anybody else have anything else to say before we roll out?
Nope. Good night, and thanks for watching, peoples.
Yeah, I enjoyed my first show, so made it through
We
not
didn't
too
throw you
bad.
out either, so yeah.
We'll have Devin back very shortly. So hit that thumbs up for Devin down in the comment or in the thumbs up area below. Yeah. And then write him a comment in the comment section. All right. Well, that was another Monday Night Meetups. We were live. Now we're not.